Hey everybody, it is Angie Gooding, and I'm here to talk about the 5 pillars of Islam today. Before I get started, though, I want to make it clear that, first of all, I'm not here to judge you or your family or beliefs in any way, shape, or form. Second of all, I want to make also clear that I have a lot to learn, and I'm coming at this with a lot of humility. And I want to remain humble because I know that the world works better when people are humble and desire to learn more so that we can have increased empathy and understanding about those around us that we may not understand so well. So here we go. So the essential question the essential question is, what are the 5 pillars of Islam? And I want us to explore this concept to better understand the basic beliefs of Islam and also to understand how these beliefs impact the people that study and follow Islam, who are called Muslims. So the first pillar of faith is the Shahada, which is the profession of faith. And they do say a creed, and that creed is there is no God but God, and Muhammad is his prophet. And I do often hear that Muslims do use the word Allah instead of God most often, but this is the creed that they say. They are required to submit completely to the will of God as called for in the Quran, and they are also encouraged and expected to reject false idols like money, fame, celebrities, materialism, etc., because those are not God. And oftentimes human beings can be easily led down the path of, following, you know, very entertaining figures and money, and then that leads to greed and things like that. So they are very strongly encouraged to avoid false idols. The second pillar of faith is Salat or prayer. And Muslims are expected to pray 5 times a day. They are expected to face in the direction of the city of Mecca, which is located in Saudi Arabia. They often will carry prayer mats with them, and they kneel on the ground, and often you will see them put their foreheads to the ground as well. And they are expected also to wash and cleanse before prayer. And it is a time to fully submit to God. They are also called to prayer, and there's often an announcement that comes on to call people to prayer in their towns or communities. The third is Zakat or alms, which is charity. And so Muslims are called to offer, it's called an offering in Christianity, but 2.5% of their wealth. And that is to be given to those in need. And charity is mentioned quite often in the Quran. It's mentioned 82 times in the Quran. And so people are expected to give monetarily, and they're also expected to perform good acts and service to those also in need. They're especially encouraged to give during Ramadan, the holy month of Ramadan. All right, the fourth one is Sawm, which is fasting during the holy month of Ramadan. So the month of Ramadan is the 9th month of the year, and it is dedicated to the fact that in the belief of Islam, that Allah or God was delivered the first few chapters of the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad in 610 CE. And so from sunrise to sunset, followers of Islam are not supposed to eat. They're supposed to abstain from certain activities. And these types of things are to teach compassion and to practice self-discipline and also to recognize the efforts that Allah went through in order to communicate with human beings, which is to give them the Quran. The fifth pillar of faith is the pilgrimage or the Hajj. So Muslims are strongly encouraged to take a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once in their lives. And oftentimes people try to get there more often. The Hajj takes place during the last month on the Islamic calendar. And the picture that I have here, and I'll move my picture up here, is the gathering in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. The picture that is taken here is the people have gathered around the Kaaba, which is located in Mecca, and they're there to celebrate and to worship together. And it is very strongly encouraged that they take this pilgrimage at least once. To give you a frame of reference, here is a map of Saudi Arabia, and here is where Mecca is located. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more information about the 5 pillars of Islam, and perhaps you want to learn a little bit more about it. So I appreciate you being here, and thank you for listening.